So how are things? Because yeah, I mean last year's album, I think that's definitely like one of my favorite albums of the year, and it's obviously been received so well. How's it all been going?
Yeah, really good. Thank you very much for listening to it and checking it out. It's been going really good. Been done a headline tour around Europe. Did some great UK shows. Now we're going to mainland Europe again with Enslaved next month, and then we'll be over to Japan and Australia in May.
Yeah,
Very exciting time.
yeah, it's pretty busy, and yeah, I remember because last year I interviewed Serena to about the album and stuff, and she'd kind of hinted at the tour, so I was very glad that that's eventuated. Yeah, and yeah, like you said, you've had a busy schedule, haven't you? That tour cycle since that album has been pretty busy for you.
Yeah, I mean it's been pretty. I feel like we could have done more somehow, but
um,
um,
and
you know,
how's it?
sorry.
No, I was talking over you. You go first.
I was just going to say that we all have to work, unfortunately, so we can't just be off playing music all the time like we'd want to.
That that's the reality, isn't it? Like you've got to pay the bills.
They have to be paid somehow.
Yeah, exactly. So you've been pretty happy with how it's received, and I see you've recently dropped a video to Wilt but Beneath the Weight, which is personally my favorite song off the album. Yeah, great video, great live video.
Oh, thank you. I've heard a few people say it's their favorite song of the album. I think it's a good blend of everything we do. I think it's got a good bit of D beat in, some nice groove, lots of melody, lots of shouting, obviously. And the video just captured that sort of mid tour whilst we were doing the Cult of Luna Beyond the Redshift Festival in London at the Forum.
Yeah, it looks like it was a good show. And I was going to say so is your preference? I mean, you've obviously played big festivals and obviously club shows as well. What's kind of the best fit for you? You obviously enjoy it all, but what's the better fit for you guys?
Um, I think that would vary depending on who you spoke to in the band. For me, I've always been more of a club show person. When the vibe is right, when everyone's bringing the energy, there's nothing quite like it. But then we have played some festival shows where it's been, you know, almost the same sort of vibe, but then obviously to like a lot more people. Hellfest, when we played Hellfest in France, that was probably one of my favorite moments. Yeah, just to see like I think it's the most people we'd ever played in front of. I think 11,000 people, and
Wow.
to feel the energy from that amount of people was amazing. Then like the day before we filmed the show for To Walk Beneath the Weight, we played in Paris, so 200 people in a club. At the end of the show, we all threw ourselves into the crowd. It's just like
Unreal.
tribal, and there's nothing like it.
Yeah, I think what I mean, I don't know if you've been to Australia before yourself personally. I know the band hasn't toured, um, but I think you'll like it because the venues are quite kind of intimate, and particularly the last show of the tour, which is in my hometown, actually just up the road from me, is a stunning like small but atmospheric venue. So I think it'll be great for you guys.
Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, I've heard a lot of my friends who've toured there have been saying about how much they love Melbourne, so I'm very excited to go there.
Yeah,
Also,
yeah.
sorry, the date we play in Melbourne is the day before my birthday, so I'm going to stay a couple of days. So if you have any tips for things to do,
Oh,
let me know.
oh, I can send you a list for pages or hours of stuff. Yeah, I'm very proud of my hometown. I suppose the thing is it's a good arty music city, but not pretentious. So there's a lot to do, and there's a good energy. So I think it's a cracking way to kind of finish your tour, which will be great. Yeah, that'll be excellent. Um, Now, I was going to say, yeah, because so the album, kind of like your whole career, is a good mix of dark and light, and as you even touched on, the last video to Will Beneath the Weight, a very good mix of kind of an emotional roller coaster. How would you describe the band to someone that hasn't listened to it before, I've kind of listened to the band over that whole period of time. I personally love how it's 1 minute it's kind of post-hardcore, then there's a bit of shoegazy and black metal, and it's really, yeah, I think it's come to that intersection of everything you've done before. But how would you describe your band to a new listener? Or I know it's very hard.
The way I've always thought of it is so when we started the band, I had an image or a sort of musical image in my head of Norzum crossed with Mew.
Excellent.
The idea, and it didn't quite pan out exactly like that, but I think the ingredients were there. You know, the kind of chaotic end of DB mix of, you know, like I love things like Helmet as well, so that kind of 90s post-hardcore vibe, and then mixed with Serena's leads, you know, obviously brings in the black metal element and the post-rock element. I've always been a big fan of like Sigur Rós, and so it's like the kind of the marrying of the extremes of our music tastes, which is like grindcore to dream pop.
Excellent. Yeah. I mean, it's so atmospheric, isn't it? I just this Saturday night I seen locally with Russian Circles toured with all kind of post metal and just the atmosphere and the kind of the waves of emotion, and it's just incredible. So, but yeah, I think that's where you guys hit it right on the pin. I mean, there's so many styles, but it's obviously coming together so well.
I think it's just it's a case of just not thinking and just letting the song go where it wants to go, rather than think, oh, we need like a deep beat section here or something. It's just, and usually we're quite unanimous in deciding where the song should go. So structure wise, we're pretty on the same page. You know, sometimes we butt heads about certain elements of songs, but we always come out being very happy with how the song sounds in the end. You know.
So I mean, this album and just generally, do you find that your songwriting process is pretty easy, or comes pretty easy? Obviously, the time period was obviously with COVID and stuff, so it's a little bit of a curveball with that. But how is it just generally the songwriting process, or how it comes about?
So generally, I'm doing kind of all the rhythm stuff, and then Serena writes all the leads. So for this album, because in the album before we all lived in Bristol, after or during COVID or just before COVID, I moved to London, and then Serena moved to just outside London as well. So now we have two of us in London and two of us in Bristol. So we're not even in the same city anymore. So me and Serena would meet up and write guitar parts together, and then we would take them to, the practice system, or I would send them to Mark, and he'd come up with some drum bits, and then we'd kind of meet and then flesh everything out. It was a different process to how we usually work, but essentially the same, but just a little bit more of like a curveball, like you said.
Yeah, no, I mean it sounds like it's the everything that you've done before, and then obviously the kind of location wise. But I suppose it's a beauty now, like of I play in a band as well. Now you can send tracks to people and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's not quite got to the virtual rehearsal. That's that's a little bit too strange and less personal, but
You ever seen the Heaven Shall Burn virtual rehearsal?
No, is it great?
It's fantastic. It's satire.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it's really good. They're all kind of sat in their living rooms, just playing on. I don't know. It's on the Iconoclast DVD.
Oh yeah.
If you get a chance to check it out, it's really funny.
I'll have to. Yeah. Like one of my favorite ones, which is not the same, is where people have done rehearsal videos when they got the in-ears, and it's just so hilarious because it's just it's got someone screaming, but there's no music, or they're hearing their commands, because a lot of people do funny things like they're all right, dipshit, the song's coming in 5, or all those kind of so it's not the same, but we're using
I need that hit in my chest when I'm playing,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's yeah, that's it. I mean, you run with that energy. I'm in a band. We rehearsed last night, and just you walk out of the rehearsal, and even to the next day, you've got that booming kind of energy, that carries on from. You need to kind of clear your ears out, which is good.
I mean, half deaf now from doing this, so
Uh, I'm not surprised. So what's obviously you've got these tour cycles that are coming up, and after this album cycle, what's coming up next? And is there where I suppose the next album, or is it the new songs? Where is that kind of up to? I know you've been busy in between.
we haven't started writing anything yet. I always kind of have ideas in the back of my head, but we haven't started working on the new album yet.
Yeah,
Just kind
yeah,
of working on playing these songs live first, and then I think in the summer we might start working on some new tracks.
yeah.
So we
Look,
just get tour here, then Australia and Japan, and then start thinking about that stuff.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. That's good. And I was going to say, what was my last slide? I moved my bit of paper and now I can't. So where for the band, obviously you've done some amazing videos. The from the Faking It video, which I think is one of the most, I think, iconic videos. I think probably in the last 10 years. I think it's just fantastic. Obviously you can have directors and stuff, but I think the performance from the you guys in it was amazing. Where does that kind of fit in with the art and the music for you guys? Because you do it very well. It's very well thought out. The album covers, the videos, everything's really, it's really interwoven.
Um, yeah, I mean the Faking It video was part performance, part. I mean, it's still performance, but we went to an absolutely god awful place, somewhere called the Selfie Factory, just full of garish. The whole point of it was meant to be as
Yeah,
ridiculously fake. So we went there for a half a day and recorded those sections. But I think it works really well. I think Serena came up with the concept because she does all the lyrics. So that was more a thing. But I think the directors fleshed it out a little bit with their vision of how it would work.
yeah. I mean, it just works so well. I mean, I liked, as I said, I wasn't aware of where it was shot, and that makes sense with it, because it's a perfect kind of setting. And I thought, well, that's well set up, but I can see where the fit is, but just where, from the smiling to like the serious face, and then the lyrical content, it just works so well, like it's because when you first see it, you think, oh, this is a nice and happy video. So it's, pretty intense.
Sorry, I was just going to say, it's just indicative of, I think, how most people feel. You always have moments in the day when you feel like you have to pretend to be something you're not on the inside at that point. You have to man up, so to speak. Or you have to pretend that you're okay when you're not really.
Yeah.
That's the video, really.
Yeah, no. And I think when I spoke to Serena last year, I think there's many components of the band, but just I think, lyrically, you're touching on things that people don't talk about and stuff. So I think it's really important. We all, I think I even spoke to Serena, we all like our gore bands and, singing about swords and, war and all those kind of things. But it's also good to kind of represent that as well, which I think, works really, really well, so.
It makes it very the vocals when I can empathize and feel the reason and the emotion behind the lyrics that she writes.
Yeah, no. Yeah, you can see that. I think even in that was the first video, Eternal Spirit, that was the first one. Yeah, like even in that performance there, you even yourself, you look like you're gonna explode, which is good. It's not, you know what I mean? Like that's and I've seen that in live videos too. So it's you're actually, you're representing those videos well, and it's it's, but not quite emo, but like emotive, which is good.
Yeah, I think I probably just look like I'm going to explode because I'm sweating so much.
Yeah, that's full of what I was going to ask you too, because I did read, which I didn't know. I knew there was violin on the latest album, but you've actually you're a I don't know what the word is, but you're a qualified violinist, I believe.
I thought you were going to say fiddler. But,
Too many jokes in that.
it was the first instrument I learned, the
Yeah,
violin.
yeah.
That's how I learned how to play guitar. I used to sit in, we had like an orchestra at school or whatever. I used to sit there with holding my violin,
Yeah.
playing like hell, wrong, because obviously it's just reversed.
Yeah, yeah.
Playing post-hardcore riffs and stuff on there while I was waiting for the next song to be played, and I just transferred it onto guitar. And then I stopped playing for a long time. I think a lot of people get this with the first instrument they learn, they move on to something else and they kind of forget about the first one.
Yeah.
But about 10 years later, I decided to pick it up again, just kind of kept it up a little bit. And I've tried to put it in a few songs before and it hasn't worked. This time, I think it was the perfect song for it. It worked really well. I was really, really happy to be able to put my side of, put that side of myself into a song.
Yeah, I mean it's such a good fit. I mean it's the whole song's beautiful, the video is beautiful, and I think with the adding that layer into it, which is good. It's not kind of being scared to kind of add different elements. Like it really worked well.
I think my friend Boyd did the video. He used to play in a band called Swain. I don't know if you know them or not. They were called Disrooting as Hell before that. Great band.
Yeah.
He's a really good animator, and I think he did such a good job on that.
Yeah, I mean, it was just astonishing. Yeah, you could just watch that heaps of times. Like it's just really, yeah, like the whole, yeah. Like I said, the whole way that you put those videos together and all that. I think it's a phenomenal fit. Thanks for giving me the time to have a chat to you because and I'm really looking forward to it. I think it'll be there's huge interest in the tour and rightfully so.
Right.
And you're gonna play some oldies in there as well as obviously it's the album cycle, but you're gonna pull some gems from some of the other albums.
How old are you talking?
Because you've been around since like 2011, haven't you? So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think we haven't sorted out the set yet. But we'll see. Maybe throw in an old one. We'll see. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it'd be good. You've got a great catalog. That's probably what I'm saying. It'd be really, looking, forward to it. So
the last two albums, I reckon. But
yeah. Yeah, no, that'll be great. Again, thanks for your time, and I'll shoot you some recommendations for Melbourne. It'll be like a mini thesis, but whatever your interests are, that Melbourne's got tons of stuff. So
I'll hopefully see you at the show as well.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, thanks for your time, and we'll see you really soon. Thanks again.
Good to meet you.
All right,
Cheers.
take care, man. Thanks.
Bye.
Cheers.
Bye.